Today's puppet show is called What's in Fox's Sack? And it is an old English tale. Now that came from the country called England, which is right up here on our map. And we're going to recreate that story with puppets. So here we go. One day, Fox, here's our friend Fox, was in the forest when he found a big, fat bumblebee. Bzzz. And he took it and he put it in his sack, which is hard to do with a puppet on your hand. Then he walked and he walked and he walked and he walked until he came to a house. Now in this house there was a lady in a bonnet. So I'm going to play that part. She's wearing a bonnet and she's sweeping the floor. And Fox said, "Good morning." "Oh, good morning, Fox. How are you?" "Well, may I leave my sack here? I want to go to my friend Squintum's house." "Well, yes, certainly. Yes, you can leave that here." "Very well, then. But mind you, do not look into the sack." "Oh, okay, I won't, I promise." "Very well, well then," and off he went. Off went Fox, trot, 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 all the way to Squintum's house. Now, as soon as he was gone, you know what happens, right? The lady in the bonnet, she does look into the sack. She just peeped in, and out flew the big fat bee. Bzzz. And the lady in the bonnet's rooster, cock-a-doodle-doo, ran up and gobbled him up. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Presently, Fox came back. "Doody, doody, doody, doody. Oh, here's my sack." And he looks into his sack and he said, "Wait, what happened to my bumblebee?" I'm really very sorry. I did look into your sack. I'm sorry. And the big fat bumblebee, well, it just flew out, and my rooster, he gobbled him up." "Well, really? Then I shall take your rooster instead." "Oh dear." And so Fox took the rooster and put him into his sack. And then off he went. Oops, put him into his sack. And off he went. And he walked and he walked and he walked and he walked until he came to another house. And in this house, there was a woman wearing a fancy black hat. I don't know why she was wearing a black hat, but she was darning some socks. "Good morning," said Fox. "Oh, good morning, Mr. Fox. May I leave my sack here while I go to my friend Squintum's house?" "Oh, yes, certainly. Feel free." "Very well, then. But mind you, please do not look in the sack." "Okay, I promise I won't." And so off went Fox. Trot, 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 all the way to Squintum's house. Now, as soon as he was gone, you know what the lady did, right? She did look in the sack. She just peeped in, and out flew the rooster. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Buck, 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 buck! Cock-a-doodle-doo! And she ran down the road. There goes the rooster. Cock-a-doodle-doo! Well, all of a sudden, the lady in the black hat's pig chased that rooster all the way down the road. Oink, 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 oink. Presently, back came Fox. And he walks in, and he looks in the sack. "Wait, what? Where's my rooster?" "Oh, I'm really super sorry. I'm afraid I did look in your sack. And the rooster flew out, and my pig chased him all the way down the lane." "Very well, then. I shall have to take your pig instead." "Oh, dear." And so Fox took the pig and put him into the sack. Get in now, Mr. Pig. And off he went. And he walked and he walked and he walked and he walked until he came to another house. And in this house there was a lady wearing not a fancy black hat, but a straw hat. And she was washing dishes. Good morning, ma'am. Oh, good morning, Mr. Fox. May I leave my sack right here with you while I go to my friend Squintum's house? Oh, yes, certainly you may do that. Very well, then. But mind you, do not look into the sack. Not like the other ladies. Oh, okay, well, yes, I promise not to look in the sack. Okay. And off went Fox. Trot, 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 all the way to Squintum's house. Now, as soon as he was gone, the lady wearing a straw hat did look into the sack. Because, she was just like all the rest of them. She just peeped in, and out jumped the pig. Oink, 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 oink. And as soon as it jumped out, the lady with wearing the straw hat's baby boy chased that pig all the way out of the house. Oink, 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 oink. I'm gonna catch you! I'm gonna catch you! Presently, back came Fox. Do-do-do-do-do. And he looked into his sack. Where is my pig? I'm very sorry, but I'm afraid I did look in your sack. And the pig jumped out, and my baby boy, he chased him all the way down out of the house and down the road. My goodness. Then I shall have to take your baby boy instead. What? Indeed, I will. And so Fox took the baby boy and put him in the sack. That's not a very nice thing to do, right? So there he is. And off Fox went. And he walked and he walked and he walked and he walked until he came to another house. And in his house there was a woman in a chef's hat. So let's switch that up. In a chef's hat. I don't know why, but she's wearing a chef's hat. Well, she's actually baking gingerbread. At one side of her sat her little girl. So here she is, her little girl, and a big watchdog. And in comes Fox. He said, "Why, good morning." "Oh, good morning, Mr. Fox. May I leave my sack while I go to my friend Squintum's house?" "Oh, yes, why, certainly. I'm just baking gingerbread here." "Very well, then. But mind you, and this is very important, do not look into the sack." "Oh, okay, I won't look into the sack." So off went Fox. Trot, 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 all the way to Squintum's house. Now, as soon as he was gone, the lovely smell of gingerbread came out of the oven. I bet you thought I was going to say that the lady in the chef's hat was going to look into the sack, right? Didn't happen like that. This wonderful smell of gingerbread came out, and the little girl says, "Oh, it smells so good! Mother, mother, may I have some gingerbread?" And the baby boy in the sack called out, "Oh, may I have some gingerbread too?" Well, of course, as soon as the woman in the chef's hat heard that a baby boy was calling out from the sack, she undid it at once. "Goodness, what are you doing in there?" And out climbed that baby boy. And so that the fox wouldn't notice anything, the woman put the big watchdog into the sack instead. It's about the same size, right? Now, presently, the fox returns. Here comes the fox. He looked at the sack, and it looked as full as when he left it with the woman in the chef's hat. So he picked it up, and off he went. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. And off he went. And he walked, and he walked, and he walked, and he walked until he came to the forest. And then he stopped to rest. Now it is almost dinner time. I started out with a bumblebee, and then I had a rooster, and then I had a pig, and now I have a baby boy. That baby boy will make a very good meal for me. And so he opened up the sack. But out jumped not the baby boy, but the big watchdog. Woof, 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 woof. Wah! And the dog chased the fox all the way down the road. He was so frightened that he ran away as fast as he could, and the dog chased that fox all the way out of the forest. And when the big watchdog got back home, the woman in the chef's hat was just taking a gingerbread out of the oven. Now she gave a piece to her little girl. Here you go, dear. Num, 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 num. And she gave a little piece to the baby boy. Num, 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 num. But she gave an especially big piece to the watchdog. Num, 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 num. Delicious. And that, my friends, is the end of the story of What's in Fox's Sack. The